Hi everyone and welcome to Club 4 episode 18 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM22 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So since you and I were together last where we won in the Nathaniel MG Cup final, which was fantastic, we've had a couple of really tricky games. Bangor City and Aberystwyth sitting directly behind us in the league in third and fourth position. We played them both and we beat them both. So we've got a bit of a gap there now. We're still chasing down the New Saints, though. They're not giving us an inch. Today, we play them. Can we take the 3 points? Let's find out. Welcome back to Connor's Key Nomads. If you're new to the channel, why not give me a subscription? Go on, why not do it? Click a like button on this particular episode. That'll help us to continue to grow the channel. But welcome back in. We're doing pretty well. The recent form has been fantastic. You can see here in the league table, we are sitting behind the New Saints by currently 6 points. We still have to play them twice in the remainder of this season. Since the league has split off and the top half play each other for the rest of the season, we've got another 2 games to play against them. So the first of those is today away from home. We kind of need to win both of those matches to reel them in a little bit and then put the pressure on them and then hope some other teams can do us a favour as well. If we go check in with the most recent results, you'll see we haven't played a lot since you and I were together last. Port Talbot were the opposition for us in the cup final. We comfortably won that one. Since then, Bangor City and Aberystwyth, as I say, we've beaten both of them 1-0, 3-1. They were sitting directly behind us in the league. If we go and have a closer look at the competition page, you'll see we've now got an 11-point gap back to Bangor City, who are sitting in third, and a 12-point gap back to Aberystwyth in fourth. So I really feel like those have gone. We've moved away from them. We're now out on our own in second position, and we can just begin to look up and see whether we can do anything about the New Saints. It's imperative that we win today for that to happen. If they win the game today and go 9 points clear, there's only a few games left. There'll only be 5 games left after that, I think, something like that. And ultimately, that's going to cause us a bit of a problem. So let's see how we get on against them. Everything else is pretty good at the moment. Finances are good. What I'm currently thinking is that my intention here, of course, is to try and win something with Connor's Key Nomads, which we've now done with the cup competition. It might be the chance for us to move on at the back end of this season if the right job comes up to continue our rise up the ranks a little bit, because I do genuinely feel if we don't beat the New Saints this season, I feel like they're going to be one step too far and it might take us another couple of seasons to get them. So we'll see what happens, but we're going to give it a good go for the remainder of this season and then see where that takes us. So let's go and check out whether we can cause a bit of an upset and take the points off them today. One thing that I'm extremely happy about at the moment is the fitness of our squad. It's very, very good. Everybody's played a little bit of football here and there recently. Obviously, our first team have taken the brunt of it, but everybody's fit to play. So I'm still able to choose the exact team that I want to play. And you can see that we're pretty much still in our starting 11 from the beginning of the season. We've talked a number of times about the fact that I try and number my first team 1 through 11 at the start of the season. Then we can see if anybody's broken in. And the only player that has is in this left fullback position here, Edwards, who is normally our right fullback cover, but can cover both. He's found himself in the left fullback position for the second half of the season because the other 2 options that we've got haven't been very good. So he's playing today at left fullback, but everybody else is there from my first team 11. So we've done a good job of assembling this team and keeping them consistent throughout, ably supported by the other players when needed. But for today, we're at pretty much full strength. So we're going in with Park in goal, Barrett at right back, Edwards at left back, Beaumont and Boddenham in central defence, Berry and Pinchard in central midfield, Reese on the right, Motruck on the left, and Lloyd and Johnson up top, with a bench of Amos, Roberts, Cullimore, Evans, Mitchell, Bowris and Rees. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So away from home at the New Saints is definitely our toughest game in any league campaign currently. So there's no point in me going full out telling them I expect you to win or anything like that. But what I have done is hands together as a gesture. So fairly chilled out, but says it's a big rivalry. Even though we're underdogs, I know you can win this. So let's see if that can just boost the confidence of the players a little bit and get them out of the traps really early in this first half and see if we can find a way to slightly unsettle the New Saints early on. It's going to be tricky though, as I say, away from home. This is always the hardest game of any of our seasons. But we're in good form, very good form. We haven't lost for a little while, haven't really drawn for a while much either. So now is our chance, and it is really a big chance. If we can win today, it really does put us back in contention for the title for the remainder of the fixtures. If we lose, I kind of feel like that's us done for this particular season, unfortunately. So really huge. So first 5 minutes have already come and gone and not a highlight in there. Now the first highlight comes and it's actually the New Saints in control of the ball. We're at 8 minutes on the clock. So the early stages have come and gone. And now it's about, can we find a way to be sort of stable enough? And there we go. That's a really good interception by Barrett. He does more than I expected at that point. And then puts a really weak ball in, unfortunately, behind everybody else. And the New Saints win it back. And we win it back again. So it's that real hot potato kind of situation at the moment. Nobody seems to want to hold on to the ball and properly get going. So we'll see now whether, given a couple of chances, we can finally do that. The cross does come in, and we've been given a penalty at 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes. There was a shove in the box, or he was being held in the box more likely. Johnson steps up for the spot kick, puts it in the bottom corner, and we take a 1-0 lead. It was a good cross. It didn't seem to be doing too much to cause them any danger, but the central defender obviously had held on to the player in the box and didn't allow him to jump and challenge for the ball. And that was enough to give the penalty away. And we take an early lead. Now, I mean, we could suppress the game sort of and sit on it, but I fear that if we were to try and do that, the New Saints would just have too many chances against us and eventually break us down. So we've got to stay in the game, I feel, by being competitive. What a shot that was. That was phenomenal work from the goal kick. The striker over the shoulder hooks it a goal. They get a corner out of it and we clear the corner, and Berry's going to pick it up for us. And we get to the halfway line and then we have to hold up a little bit. There's a challenge that comes in, and so the free kick is given on that far right-hand side. And it was a good clearance by us and a good run by Berry to get the ball up the pitch. In the next highlight, 22 minutes on the clock, and Park, our goalkeeper, has got it again. We go long this time. Motruck supports Johnson and keeps the possession, which is great. Johnson into the box, and there was a real chance. Reese, coming off of that right-hand side, gets ahead of the defender just about, and then the block on the shot sends it out for a corner. Corner comes in, and Boddenham can't quite get his angles right, and it goes over the bar. But we're putting the pressure on, which is really great. We're even with them in chances created, pretty much. Everything else is fairly even as well. It's just about taking the chances that you do create now. And we managed to do that from the penalty. And so far, again there, the New Saints had another chance. A long-ish header that they couldn't quite get underneath the crossbar, having looped over the top of the goalkeeper, and it goes over the bar again. It's all on a bit of a knife edge just at the moment. 38 minutes on the clock. We've got a free kick at the top of the penalty box. Pinchard with it, and he puts it in the back of the net. And we are 2-0 up over the New Saints after 38 minutes of the game. And that is an absolutely phenomenal free kick from Pinchard from the edge of the box. Couldn't get it up and over the wall. Chose to go round the wall and whip it into that far corner, and does so magnificently well. And we are going to take a lead into half-time, which is not quite what I was expecting, if I'm totally honest. It's what I wanted. Don't get me wrong at all. But it's not really totally what I expected. And we do have a really good lead. 50-50 possession. The XG rating says everything, doesn't it? This is the expected goals from the chances that we've created. They've got a 0.2 expected goals. We've got a 1.8, and we've got 2 goals from it. So Absolutely phenomenal first half, but now comes the tricky moment, doesn't it? And I guess as FM players, you find this as well. If you've got a fairly narrow lead and you go in at half time, how do you get your team to remain focused and come out and do a professional job for the second half, rather than come out a little bit kind of, well, we're already 2-0 up, it's fine, and the opposition come out like a bull in a china shop and just run riot. So we've got to be careful here. So what I will say is, which one are we going to use? We're going to point the finger and we're going to say you might be winning, but it could still change if your levels drop. Don't let that happen. And that seemed to get a decent enough motivated response. We're going to go into the shouts and demand more from them just to keep them up, keep them moving forward and still challenging themselves. And that's as much as I can do as the manager, really. It's then down to the players to remain professional, try and keep the ball where they can and work a couple more chances and see if we can be as clinical in this second half. We will see what happens. We have got the ball, but the New Saints win it back. As we tried to go over the top, they win it, and they put it back into midfield and recycle the possession for themselves. And they're working very nicely to try and break the lines. They've got past the halfway line, halfway into our own half. And now is the chance for our defensive unit to remain strong. And we do. Reese, the right winger, finds a way to intercept the ball. Johnson rolls the defender and then hits the post with a really good effort. He rolled the defender brilliantly well and just got round in behind him and then couldn't quite find the finish. We get a throw in and a header on the far post. The goalkeeper drops it for the New Saints. And we get a third goal. It was a really good long ball over from this right-hand side. It gets it back from the throw-in, and Barrett puts it to the far post. Motruck has the header. The goalkeeper can only parry it down. And there we go. Edwards, our left fullback, at the top of the 6-yard box, bangs the ball into the back of the net. And we go comfortably 3-0 up in our biggest game against our hardest opposition. And that's going to potentially take us to within 3 points of them in the league, unless anything goes drastically wrong now. And they are through on goal on this occasion, and they don't get the goal. They manage to find a way to miss the opportunity, and we get it cleared. They've got to throw in on the far side. We've still got a job to do here, and it's still a big job for the next 20 minutes. We've just got over the 70-minute mark. And again, it's the New Saints on the ball, keeping the ball pretty well, but they've not been dynamic enough in moving it through the lines and getting their chances. They've gone long on that occasion and they win it, and now they get their first goal. It was a very, very good long shot. I would have expected a little bit more from our goalkeeper, if I'm totally honest, from that sort of range. Excuse me. But ultimately, the good header down, or it wasn't a header, it was a palm off with the left foot. And then that's a very, very good strike. They've probably deserved a goal. I don't know whether they deserve much more than that, though, from the play that they've got. So we're going to try and suppress the game now, absolutely. So we got an injury to Lloyd, so we'll take him out just so we're not causing ourselves a problem there. We're going to put somebody in the central midfield area, so Pinchard comes out, and we're going to put Cullimore in there literally just for fresh legs. And then either we can take out a winger or we can take out Barrett at right fullback, because they're the jaded, tired ones. I think we'll take out a winger on this occasion. I think we'll take out Reese and put Reese Mitchell in instead, just for some extra energy down one of those sides to get us out away from our own area a little bit. And then we are going to close the ranks a little bit. We're going to go into cautious rather than positive. If we go into possession as well, we're going to lower the tempo right down, and we're going to dribble less and hold on to the ball as much as we can. We're going to narrow the attacking width down and just try and close that game down as much as we can. That's as much as we're going to do. We're not going to change everything, but just a couple of little things that mean for the next 15 minutes, it's not as focused about going and getting the goals as much as it is of keeping them out and holding on to the ball as much as we can, keeping those shorter passes moving. And it's working. The time is ticking really quickly. We've gone through 10 minutes since the changes, 85 minutes on the clock. The ball comes in for a corner kick for us. They get it cleared. We win it back again. Cullimore through ball. Oh, that was really close, wasn't it? I think it might have been from Reece Mitchell, the substitute on this right-hand side. Gets a chance at goal, but puts it narrowly wide. But we're going to win this game. 4 minutes of injury time to play, and we clear another bit of danger from the New Saints. We've got 2 minutes to play now. Time is ticking. Where is this final whistle? There is the final whistle. That is as good a win as I could have potentially expected to get at this point. The New Saints have been dominant in the division over the last couple of seasons. They've been on a very good run themselves, but so have we. We were 6 points behind them at the beginning of the game. We are now only 3 with half a dozen matches to get to play, something like that. It is all to play for because we still play them at our home venue with a couple of games left to play of the season. So let's see how we get on there. But for today, that is as good as it gets. So, first thing to talk about, Lloyd, our injured striker, is only out for a couple of days. So that's not too bad. It could have been a lot worse than it actually is. So I'm happy about that. If we go to the league table immediately, you will see we are now 3 points behind the New Saints. And we've got a better goal difference than them as well now. And we still have to play them in the league this season. So there's all absolutely still on the cards to play. But we've got a lot of difficult games left to go. We've got 7 matches left to play. If we go into the schedule, you'll see that the last section of games, we've got 7 games to play. Cardiff Met Uni, Swansea Uni, and then Bangor City, Aberystwyth, Swansea Uni, the New Saints, and Cardiff Met Uni again. So we're not going to mess about here. We've got one really big game left to play, and that's the home match against the New Saints. Between now and then, we're going to try and keep this really good run of form going. So we're going to come back and play that one. It will probably be our last episode of this season. We'll probably just update you of what happens against Cardiff Met Uni, depending on how that New Saints game goes and where we currently are at the time. But I'll go away, play the rest of those fixtures, hopefully keep on this good run, and we will come back next episode and play the home match against the New Saints and see whether we can take this title away from them. We've been really, really struggling to keep with them all season long. They beat us twice earlier in the season before the league split off, of course, so they are a really tricky team to beat, but we've just done it. We've given ourselves a chance. Can we take this title away? It's too early to tell with 7 games to play, but we have got a chance. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. As I said at the beginning of the episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier on that one. Click a like button on this particular episode. That will help me get seen by more people. Until next time, back for another game against the New Saints. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.